Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be looking at a brand new band. Now I'm recording this video quite late in the evening because this band had just released a new track. I think they might have released it yesterday maybe, but I've been anticipating this for a little while. And I didn't want to actually listen to the track until I'd done the video. So in order to actually get a chance to listen to it, I wanted to do the video. So that's why I'm doing it late in the evening. So, like I said, this is a brand new band. It's a band called Zero Dawn. And they're an American blackened technical death metal band from all over the United States, as far as I understand. And it actually features former members of the band of Lustra. I've covered them a couple of times on this channel already. We've got Randy Abbott on vocals and Ryan Todd on guitar, both former members of Lustra, who disbanded sometime last year, unfortunately. Now, this band takes its influences from the likes of Equipoise, Shadow of Intent of Lustra, Wretched, Inferi, Ivan Torrent, Cattle Decapitation, Dark Funeral, Job for a Cowboy, Fallujah, and The Odious Construct. So there's quite a broad sort of spectrum of influences going on there. Now, this is the only track released by the band, obviously. This is the first track they've ever released. So, I'm quite interested to see where this goes. Obviously, having heard of Lustra before, I kind of know what I'm going to expect, but I don't know for sure. I don't know how much of the influence from of Lustra has come through in this track. So, let's jump to it and see what we've got. Now, the track is called Day of Wrath. And I have lyrics here, thankfully. There were lyrics posted underneath the video on YouTube. There's also lyrics posted on the Bandcamp page where you can actually download this track should you desire to. I'll put links to that below. So, without any further ado, let's jump into this track and see what we've got. So, Day of Wrath by Zero Dawn. Let's have a look. And my god, that was heavy. That was awesome. That was unbelievably, fast, heavy as. I mean, that was just insane. That was like a brutal assault. That was phenomenal. I mean, it said black and technical death, and obviously you can tell music wise, obviously quite technical, very death metal influenced. Vocal wise, more along the lines of black metal, although there were obviously death metal influences thrown in from time to time, because they've gone and done that one thing that I always say that I really, really enjoy is where they've mixed up the vocal styles. I've always said I love it when they use 2, 3, 4 different vocal styles throughout music, because it mixes it up a bit. It sort of takes out, I don't want to say the monotony of a track, but sort of it makes things different. It keeps you sort of interested because you don't know what's happening next. So yeah, that was phenomenal. Now, there was a bit of information to go along with this song, so this analysis doesn't come from me, but this is a bit of information that comes along with the track. It says, Day of Wrath enthralls the listener within a world on the brink of destruction as man-made machines begin to wreak havoc and drain the very essence of life from the ground. The greed and arrogance of man knew no bounds, and now they will pay with their lives. The sun rises as their final dawn unfolds. Evacuation is futile. So it's basically like the way man's creating technology and it's sort of overtaking, and essentially technology is going to be the destruction of the planet, but mankind in their arrogance fail to see that happening. They just sort of keep making bigger, better, stronger, faster machines that are killing our planet faster by the day. So, we're essentially killing ourselves by trying to advance technology, essentially. Now, the lyrics. It goes, The setting moon brings forth our end. The cost of our acuity rips us limb from limb. Behemoth, wretched and vile. Parasitic instrument, this world you shall defile. Evacuation's futile as these demon forces expand, swarming us in thousands, draining all life. Death approaches and extends his hand. Survival from these paratrophic war machines, we stand. Technology was once our pride and joy, but now we suffer, for the gates of hell we stand before. Destined to die by armoured titans built for peace, now so misguided our consequence for always wanting more. So, they've basically summed up the whole song in those first 3 verses. Technology, it says like things swarming us in thousands, draining all life. Technology's taking over almost everything in your day-to-day life. Is technology. Almost everything these days is connected to the internet. You've got your bloody Alexa speakers, you've got your computer, you've got your phone, you've got tablets. Almost everything these days is connected to the internet. Everything around us is technology of one form or other, and essentially we're drowning in technology, basically. And there's like, technology was once our pride and joy, but now we suffer. For the gates of hell we stand before, destined to die by armoured titans built for peace, now so misguided the consequences of always wanting more. So, we were once so proud to have created, certain things like, oh, look what I've made, it's brilliant, and now all we're doing is sort of improving on what we've already made, to the point that, well, there's no real point for it. I mean, like, mobile phones, for example, or cell phones, whatever you want to call them. You've got the iPhone 9, then you've got the iPhone 10, and you've got the iPhone 11. What is the real difference between, like, the iPhone 9 and the iPhone 12? It's got a better camera? Sure. What else is there about that phone that is so special and so different that you have to get the newest version? Essentially nothing. It's a phone. Whether it's got a new camera or not shouldn't make a difference. It is a telephone. telecommunications. It is, if you want a decent camera, go and buy a bloody camera. You know, and we're basically making old technology redundant before it's even gotten out of the shop. So we're making more, newer, better things unnecessarily just to make more money. And there's that line. Now misguided are consequences for always wanting more. And that's essentially what it is. We want to make everything bigger, better, stronger, faster before the last model has actually naturally become obsolete. We're making technology obsolete before it's even become popular, if that makes any sense. And, it's of our own doing. Because obviously people are taking these old phones, chucking them away to get the latest one just because it's got like a nice shiny new camera on it, for example. And what's happening to the old one? Sure, some places can recycle them, but most people don't bother recycling phones. They just chuck them away, and it just fills up landfills, and it harms the environment, like with the batteries and stuff like that. So we're destroying the earth by creating disposable technology that can last us a lot longer than we're actually letting it. Anyway, the track carries on. The fires from the beasts gleam on the horizon, parasites draining essence from below, scarabs swarming, running frantic are the damned. No sign of God to save this wretched land from eternal damnation. The Pharaoh Plague. As one we stand against the plague, united forces stand before blasphemous creation. The setting moon brings forth our end, the cost of our acuity rips us limb from limb. Evacuation's futile as these demon forces expand. For survival from these paratrophic war machines we stand. Evacuation's futile as these demon forces expand, swarming us in thousands, draining all life. Death approaches and extends his hand. Survival from these paratrophic war machines we stand. So, it's basically like I read out before, man's greed and want for more. We're creating technology that sooner or later will probably turn on us, because we're always trying to make artificial intelligence, etc. And, sooner or later, all these technological wonders that we've created are going to actually take over and essentially destroy us. That's basically what the song is saying, from what I can tell. And even if the technology itself doesn't turn on us, by making such disposable technology out of such poisonous materials, essentially, we're destroying the planet, which is the very thing that keeps us alive. So we're destroying ourselves. It's ridiculous. So yes, I like the meaning behind the song. I really, really like the song. Strong, powerful, hard, heavy. It was brutal. Some of the drums in that were just mind-bogglingly fast. It was insane. And, the riffs, the vocals were very well performed. Like I said, there was a mixture of the sort of more black metal side of vocals. There was the sort of deeper sort of death growls, which you do kind of find in black metal sometimes, but is more associated with the death metal. And I'm sure towards the end of the song there was some clean, fairly higher pitched vocals, sort of very subtly in the background. I think I kind of picked up on that a little bit, but I'm not entirely certain. But it was phenomenal. It was heavy as hell, Absolutely loved it. That was phenomenal. I really can't wait for them to bring an album out, and I really hope I get to review that album because I want to hear more of that. But that wasn't a hint in any way to the band, but if you feel like it. But yeah, phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. Brilliant. But can't think of much else to say on that, so I'll leave that as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so by all means. You can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram. You could also message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, help me create future content. There is also an option on my Patreon where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue. There are limits on that, however, and that's just to be fair to people who suggest tracks through regular means like Facebook, Instagram, and through the comment section below the video. If you have suggested a track through the comment section on the video, or through regular means, or if you do suggest a track, it might take me a while to get around to it, because I do get suggested so many new tracks every single day that my list of tracks grows faster than I can record the videos. But I do write down every suggestion I get, so it will get done. It's just going to take me a while to get there. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, specifically those aimed towards people of the alternative culture. And it's something I believe in very strongly, something I'm very, very passionate about, because it's something I've had to deal with for most of my life. It's something that members of my family have had to deal with, many of my friends have had to deal with. And it's something I think definitely needs more recognition. More people need to start talking about it. Something needs to be done, because every single day all around the world people are getting violently attacked, brutally beaten, sometimes hospitalized, purely because of their taste in music. And not enough is getting done about it. Nothing is getting done to stop it. People who are committing these crimes aren't getting the punishments due to them because nobody seems to care. Every day we hear about all these other hate crimes like sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, etc. We hear about these every single day, from the most vile and egregious of these attacks that can result in someone's death, all the way down to the most petty of these crimes, like entitled Karen calling the police on a foreign family freezing a picnic in a public space, or somebody shouting a racial or homophobic slur at someone that they don't like. We hear all colours of the spectrum of these crimes, but these people who are getting violently attacked because of their taste in music, we hear nothing. The last time any crime like this was actually widespread across the media was 12 years ago, when Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked by a group of 5 or 6 people, and brutally beaten, kicked, had their heads stamped on so violently that they both ended up in comas. Now, Rob Maltby, he did survive. He was in a coma for about a week or so. Can't remember exactly. But Sophie Lancaster was in a coma for 13 days before she succumbed to her injuries. She was essentially murdered in cold blood just because she listened to alternative music and wore alternative fashion. And that was 12 years ago, the last time there was any widespread media on this thing. And I can guarantee you, in the 12 years since that happened, hundreds, maybe even thousands of people of the alternative community have been victims of similar crimes. And the reason we haven't heard about it is because nobody has died. It shouldn't take someone's death for this to be spoken about. It shouldn't take a fatality to do something about these brutal and violent attacks. Something needs to be done. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to bring more attention to the fact this is happening. They want more people to start talking about the fact that this is happening, so we can do something to put an end to it. So what happened to Sophie Lancaster cannot happen again. We cannot allow it to happen again. It should never have happened in the first place. They don't want to see another family go through what they went through when they had to watch their daughter slowly die over the course of 2 weeks because of the actions of a group of small-minded idiots who couldn't handle the fact that she liked different music to them. And murdering someone just because they like different music is possibly the most pathetic thing in the world. And it needs to stop. It needs to change. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to the website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their goal is. And if you can help them out in any small way, obviously don't feel obligated to do so, but if you can help them out in any small way, a small donation through their website, or even something like one of these Sophie wristbands from their web store, the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And we can help to raise more awareness of this, get more people talking about it, and the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.